the less split earth. Even the Rubik telekinesis, you know, you get that catch, you get the extra damage out. So there is a really nice setup here from PuckChamp to get the lockdown onto the side of Cybercats. Try and control them through these fights. I think I'm going to go back to it. I think I'm going to back PuckChamp here. Yeah, I think they have that. If they keep the quality from that last game, you know, I think they have that overwhelming early damage. It just gets on top of the Terrorblade before the Terrorblade gets out the Skadi, the BKB. Even the style, because you do see the Terrorblades going for that first item, Dragonlance. So I think if PuckChamp can keep up the aggression, there's no reason he can't run down Cybercats in this game. But guys, before we get into this third and final game, we are going to be taking a quick break to take a word from our sponsors. Check it out.
Yeah, really cool, man. That was hilarious. Great job.
Oi, oi, oi!
So, welcome back in as we get into this third and final game here. Well, let's see who's going to come out on top. And wards on the side of the river. Which one was placed down first, actually? 542 on that, 543. So, the observer ward for the Radiant went down just a little bit quicker. You can just see them on the map, though, just above where the Lesh is. And in terms of odds, PuckChamp are rocking the favorites here from EGB. But Cybercats, they've come back once. Are they going to be able to do it again here? And again, not a massive gap between the two teams in terms of odds. So, maybe in for a close third and final game here. The ward to spot them. 3 heroes lining up on either side. Who's going to go where? Daniel comes in. Malik trying to close that gap, but no Skies to Blast, no setup there. And they are just going to give this one up. It looks like 2 for 2. Daniel just no way he goes in for more tangos, right? Maybe he does actually, with the harass coming out from the Marana, who didn't opt for the arrow. Actually hasn't opted for anything just yet. As the walls go down from both sides. Yeah, Starstorm comes out now. Daniel will be taking a little bit of harass, but with the backstab, Horse traded right back here. What can he do to Daniel? Because Daniel's going to be taking a lot, but the Starstorm coming up again. Daniel's going to be really careful about the harass coming out from the Marana. Runs himself back to the lane. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Shigetsu, those sticky mines will start to come out here and do a lot of damage. Shigetsu even having to come in close for the last hits, so he's got to be careful. And again, Daniel on the top lane. Starstorm from the Marana. Actually, Marana, does he actually go for the harass onto Daniel? Daniel looking to heal up with these, all of these tangos coming out. That's not another set, is it, on the courier? It is. So the Ricky going to be going for 9 tangos in this game. Already burned through 3 of them. Passing one across to Malik now as well. For the reflection, there's that Starstorm. The damage, who's he going to be? Daniel with the backstab. Trying to get himself away, but Malik can't get the body blocks off here, Alberca, to get the kill onto Malik. So, with the harass coming out from Cybercats in this top lane up against Malik. How is the Marana looking? Just wants to be buying up mangoes. Yeah, already got 2 stacks up. Looking for the full 3 stack though. Starstorm once again. Daniel going to be closest one. So taking that Starstorm damage reflection now as well. The leap pin, the smoke screen's not going to be effective because Force still got that leap off already with the Metamorphosis. One more right click and Alberca, he draws first blood. So a really good pick up on it. Just keeping the constant pressure up. But meanwhile, bottom lane, Shigetsu. Where's the next sticky bomb going to come from? Not going to be there for the next 3 seconds, and Shigetsu is looking. Does he have a salve? He doesn't. Maybe on the courier? No, Belt Strength, actually. Chase down now. Telekinesis is up. Fade Bolt now as well. Sticky Bomb. There's going to be the bounce back with the Dispose. One more right click until the end picks it up. So, evening up the kills, but you did lose Snapfire, so it is going to be a call for a support. Zenika's going to get really down low as well. Thanks to those Fade Bolts. Shigetsu, he wants to go straight into the Power Treads. Already has the Belt of Strength out. Plus 6 strength. If he can get the dive on. I mean, Taki's not really setting on a lot of health in this lane. 680. And 6 armor for the techies as the sticky bombs, they start to fly through till the end though. With that fade ball out of mana. Jessie taking some harassment. Shigetsu just wants to focus on the farm at the minute. He wants to be getting those boots. He wants to be able to get the quick chase down. And he might not be too far off top lane. How's Alberca looking? He's already used the matter. It's still on cooldown for the next 60 seconds. As we can see, handy dandy top bar there. With all those long cooldown spells that get put up there. Meanwhile, how's Kira doing? In terms of last hits, 14 to the 21 of Lesh. Oh, the leap in the bottom lane. Can he get this disposed pullback now as well? He's already used it. So the side kick. Actually, just going to do a lot of damage over to Zeneca. And yeah, okay, Starstorm going to fall again onto Daniel. Daniel needs to back himself away with the reflection damage. Level 2 here. This Ricky's been absolutely pushed. No wonder he started off in 9 tangos in this lane. The punish coming through from Mirana. 2 points down to the Starstorm. And 3 mangoes. Just gets another leap away. Malik tries to get close and do the damage. But this time the Scatter Blast does come out. Connects onto Force Majeure. So Force... do you want to make another dive in? Again, level 3. So the Metamorphosis is up. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, some harass being traded off. But Daniel's only getting himself up back to about 3/4 health, 2/3 health here. And the harass coming out from Force Majeure. He'll be able to stack that up onto the Ricky, the Starstorm now as well. Again, onto that Ricky. But with no follow through from Alberca. Alberca doesn't want to use a Metamorphosis. The Ricky's going to get low and Force... he might just be forcing out more utility, more regen coming out from the Ricky just to sustain in this lane. Making it harder and harder. Bottom lane. Dispose coming through. One more right click. Can Jess get himself away? He can't. Shigetsu gets the kill. But yeah. If Daniel has to invest into regen here in this lane, it's going to mean that this charge is going to be longer and longer. So Daniel just might actually commit to dying. Instead of constantly buying out regen. Camp gets blocked by Force once again. And Ricky not going to be able to get the D-ward off this time. Into this mid lane though. Do they get it? Young G, if he comes in close. Have a toss into blast off. Good to be there. Kiri walks himself up. The avalanche connects. Where's that toss now as well? Blast off. The sticky bomb will come through. Blast off. There was no toss. There was no time for the blast off. Yeah, Young G, you just run yourself away. Anytime the Tiny comes forward, tries to bypass the creeps into the lane, you just hightail it back. Because you know something's coming. And it's more than likely going to be Jesvi on the techies. For that 4-second silence.
Visible numbers.
This time though, the jump in the river. Jess at least still picks up the invis room, but no aggression from that, no follow from that, so at least Young G knows he's here. You can see him playing right back behind that catapult creep wave. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Dispose comes out from the Marcy. 1-1 and 2 in the build. 1-1 and 3 in the build. Zeneca taking some right-click damage here. Telekinesis not going to be thrown out until the end. Zeneca's being zoned. Back in the mid lane, sticky bombs, it looks like coming through from Jess. So Youngji taking some harass, but at least he's not lost his life just yet. Again, they know the tech is he's playing away. So what can they do to try and punish out this Tide? The Tide's going to look for the pull-through, more than likely.
Middle tower is under attack.
Okay. Pulling it into the neutrals. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Starstorm once again onto the Ricky. The Ricky taking a lot of damage, the reflection, the slowdown. Now the Metamorphosis seems to be used. Malik tries to do what he can with Scatter Blast.
Tower is under attack.
The Cookie down to low ground. He finds that angle that Terrorblade just cannot continue to chase, continue to farm. So Terrorblade just walks himself back into the lane, looking for the last hits here with these illusions. The 3 points into the Conjure image.
What?
Actually, Force still only level 3, so no point into the arrow to punish the Ricky here. We're coming so far forward and daring to dance and taunt. How dare he? Bottom lane, Zeneca. Do they get the catch out onto the... Yeah, they're going to be able to get the kill. Zeneca goes down. The control on this bottom lane coming through from the Marcy, as well as the telekinesis control from till the end. With that fade bolt, early burst damage coming through here. Shigetsu gets the kill. as Marcy just continues to farm. How's he looking, Shigetsu? Top of the net worth. So he's having an alright game here. And yeah, this is what he's actually going to be going towards the Battle Fury. I thought he might have gone for, instead of a farming item, get like a diffuser blade out on the Marcy and look to chase down onto the Terrorblade while the Terrorblade's looking to get up his own items, because the Terrorblade has a massive shopping list. Even just straight into the Blink BKB. But that's more of an offlane build for the Marcy. Well, Cybercats trying to buy time, trying to create space by putting pressure onto the tier 1 tower. The Avatos comes through. Did they get the catch? Telekinesis now as well. Jets V though. Sticky bomb splits up. They might actually get the kill onto the techies. They do. Till the end takes it now. We're on a leap just before the smoke screen comes out. So Force is going to be away to the low ground.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And back in the mid lane, actually, Young G taking a lot of damage there from the tiny that tree toss. Only level 1. So it is a bit of a longer grab on those trees, but, you know, still being able to throw it on, into the Lesh's face. Or did he punish out onto the Tide again? Tide. Till the end's going to be closed. Telekinesis to come in with the sidekick. 4 points to Unleash now as well. The damage to Ravage is going to be popped for this. But it's a defensive Ravage just to walk yourself away. As Daniel looking to take farm, just experience it looks like actually. Away from the Terrorblade, not actually looking for the last, it's contesting. Onto the Terrorblade. Daniel looking to wrap around again, shard. It is what the Ricky wants. It's still going to be 6 minutes away from it though. And a whole load of gold.
Courier has been
Position for Ricky.
Dire's top
Going to be
tower
spotted
is under
out by the
attack.
ward. Does he have a sentry himself? I think he might have actually had one flying into him. Or maybe here till the end. Till the end's the one that has that. The double damage being picked up though for the timing. Sajiri would jump in the ultimate cases, but he's going to be away. And now the sticky bomb onto till the end. Telekinesis. Oh, the split earth. Do they have the damage to take him down? As with those ultimate cases raining down, Daniel wants to try and do what he can. But the toss back right into the Terrorblade's waiting arms. And the Ricky gets caught out and killed off, overextending there as the position 4. Shigetsu continues to farm. No Ravage for this. So yeah, he has the damage coming through from the Claymore, from the Broadsword, which is going to stack on top of the sidekick damage, the Unleash as well. Do they want to try and make a dive happen onto the Tide again? With that Ravage being down now for the next minute or so. Nekis is rotating down. He makes a dive off the creep. And a gush. Is it going to be enough? Not with the Unleash coming through now as well. They get this exposed back. They drag back out of the Seeds of Serenity. Shigetsu gets the kill. And he's trying to do what he can with this double damage rune. What's going to be stolen here? It's going to be the tree grab. So no avalanche, no toss there from the Rubik. The toss with the telekinesis could be a deadly combo. Shigetsu continues to farm. Sticky bomb comes in. Taki's okay. He gets a couple of nice kills onto the neutrals, just slowing down the Battle Fury for Shigetsu. But Shigetsu, how far away is he exactly? 850s to about 400 gold. It's going to be a quick pick. It's going to be a lot quicker than the Battle Fury for the Ursa in the last game. And odds, yeah, look at this PuckChamp. I think the odds have gone up here for Cybercats, but being brought down for PuckChamp. So PuckChamp looking for as the favorites in this map number 3. Yeah, by the time the Marcy's Curry's back alive, gets himself over to the secret shop, he's not going to be too far away from having, in fact, popping the sidekick for the extra damage. Meanwhile, though, they do get the toss onto the roof behind the tier 1 tower. Can they get the kill? Telekinesis, it's not going to be enough. And with the double damage rune here, Chira picks up the kill.
Radiant structures.
While that is going on, though,
Dire's top tower
tier 1
is
is going to be pushed on the top lane. It does
Radiant's
Malik have a
bottom tower
point into the
is
scout
under
blast. He
attack.
doesn't, excuse me, the little shredder. So just relying onto the diabolic kid coming through from Young G. Moonlight Shadow is going to be used. Jets, what can he do here? Daniel. The blink comes in. The avalanche now goes to the smoke screen though. There's going to be to try and turn this one around. The creeps gets popped. Can they chase down here? They have the slow jet speed with the mines being dropped though. The Cookie's getting himself away from this Young G. Ultimate cases, the leap away, the slowdown onto Force. But they might just be forced to go for the tech. They will get the kill onto the techie Chiro. He's walking through himself. The most of the kisses.
Under attack.
And the chase down, the picking hole comes out. The worst that split earth, it will connect. And they get the kill onto the tiny now as well. He can go right back towards this tier 1.
Dire's
And yeah,
top tower
Young G
has fallen.
kills in lane. They even get the kill
Radiant's
onto the
middle
Tide
tower
Hunter.
is under attack.
God damn. PuckChamp at the minute just cleaning up, and that is the gold here. Or the Battle Fury for Marcy if he wants it. Might actually go back. Oh, where is his courier? He's sending it over to the close. Oh, the illusion though, it
Dire's
sees
top
it, buys out the
tower is under
perseverance.
attack.
The illusion doesn't take it down, and Shigetsu should get that Battle Fury out with the TP scroll now as well. So Marcy, with the Battle Fury, what's next? I imagine a blink. It's the Mirana. Cheeky with the arrow. He's taking away the
Radiant's
big
bottom
centaur there
tower
from the
is under
Marcy.
attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, till the end. Looking to get a D-Ward off on the Dire jungle. Malik. It's just a mech. I thought it was the Greaves. It is just a mech here to snap by. So it's not going to be the full Greaves. He does have the mana boots, just waiting on the recipe. He's only going to be about, what, 400 gold away from it. No, not even that. 40 gold away from the recipe.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
If you have the vision, you get the jump. There's going to be onto till the end, though. Just playing the early warning system there for Shigetsu, and
Dire's top
Shigetsu able to get
tower
himself
is under
away.
attack.
Did the Rubik have the haste as well? He did. So Rubik easily going to be able to scramble away from that. Malik just continues to farm that. Should be the Greaves being completed, being flown in, yet the Buckler in the recipe. Malik has that one.
Radiant are scanning.
What can they do? I mean, Young G has the mana boot, so he's just the recipe now from the Bloodstone.
The prize is mine.
I wonder if that's the go time on the side of PuckChamp. You'll look to get aggressive, maybe look to push down towers. That's the Rubik. Can't connect with the Avalanche onto the Mirana. The Mirana not going to be able to get that leap away. Force looking to get himself out because there was still the Ricky rotating in now as well. Who is that? The Shard? It is. This is it. The Ricky's online. And with the jump in, the follow-up from Shigetsu as well. Okay, he wants to go for the BKB and not the blink. Suppose he doesn't need it. If Daniel can dive in with a backstab
Dire are scanning.
on that blink strike. So the sleeping dart into the you know, the blink strike, and then the Marcy follows up with a jump in from the rebound. Meanwhile, Young G gets the double damage, and I'm not actually that surprised, actually, that he doesn't give it over to Shigetsu, because I mean, Shigetsu's looking good already, looking for the farm. Mithril Hammer's not too far away as well. He has that slot for space if you want to go for any fights or anything, but I think he does want to complete the BKB. Okay, Shigetsu, before they do move and look for a gank. But again, 8-3 at 16 minutes, 16 and a half minutes, but the net worth still going slightly in favor. I thought, to be fair, the man style is up for the Terrorblade. Terrorblade wants to go straight in for the Skadi. I thought this is where PuckChamp, again, they'd be getting aggressive. They'd be looking to shut down the lanes and just freeze Alberca away from the farm. But there's going to jump in. Did they get killed onto the ledge? Ledge going to be tossed back right into the waiting arms. And Alberca gets that kill. And yeah, it's more the side of the Terrorblade getting aggressive. I really thought that PuckChamp, they'd need to keep up this aggression, keep the items away from the Terrorblade, but with Terrorblade grouping up, he's just going to be able to go through the farm in the Radiant Jungle. Maybe now with the Metamorphosis, only about halfway through. But pressure, but do they get the catch out? They do. They get the lockdown, take down Force. Now the multiple cases onto Alberca. Alberca needing to run himself away. Is there going to be any follow-up from this? He's going to be taking a lot of damage. 1300 health to chase out Daniel. Can they find the vision? Can they find the jump? There's going to be the toss away as well. Chira, it is a game of inches. With that extra toss, Terrorblade gets himself back to the fountain. How's mid lane looking? I'm hearing proximity mines.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Tier 2 tower
structures
in
are
the mid lane being
fortified.
pressured. But the fortification gets used, and even with the double damage rune here from the Lesh. What it's spawned Arcane Rune top, that's going to be a lot nicer for the Lesh if you can get over and get it. Than a double damage rune. Even if the right clicks, you know,
Dire's
they're
middle
going to be
tower is under attack.
doubled up. For this tower. You can see that PuckChamp are being really careful about coming too far in. You know, if he wanted to come close with the Dire Ball Edict, there's a blink in from Chira, a toss back, you know, a Ravage that could come through. Unless she's already been caught out once in the last couple of minutes. He doesn't want to be caught out again. Tide. In terms of net worth, it's actually ahead, but the Greaves comes out a little bit later on. Do they get the jump out? She gets who's going to be locked down. The damage coming through now as well. They take down the Marcy. Really good grouping up from the side of Cybercats to get this kill. Now the reveal as well. Danielle
Radiant's top
tries
tower
to get himself
is under
away from
attack.
this one, but point blank arrow. Does he want to throw it? 5 seconds away. Danielle just trying to buy time.
Dire's
The
middle tower
Avatos
is
comes
under
through.
attack.
Who gets the
Radiant
kill?
structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He might even be able to defend this mid lane tower. He does. Pushes away. The creep's still doing damage onto it. But
Radiant's
no
top
catapult
tower
here.
is
And Young
fallen.
G doesn't want to come up to finish off this mid tier 1. So Chiro with the defense. He just continues to go through, continues to build up. And this is what I was talking about. The Tinies with the blinking and the Echo Saber now. With the leap in, it sets up for the Marana's stun. With the arrow, it sets up for the Techies blast off. 4 points into that now as well for the Techies. And if they still don't die, there's a taser. So yeah, a whole lot of control now as well with the shard for the blast off. So that's a nearly 2 second stun on that as well. As it looks like
Dire's
PuckChamp, they
middle
are
tower
grouping up
has
as
been denied.
5. It looks like it is just go time. BKB's out for the Marcy. They want to find a pick off. They want to move themselves into the pit. In fact, they're going to move into the pit right now. And it's not going to be spotted out from the side of Cybercats just yet, but there is still that Ravage. If he wants to move himself in on this, that is still available. Sleeping onto the techies, jumping Danielle. We're going to go for this kill. Where's that reveal though? Did he have the damage to get it? Taser does pop. Gets the disarm off on, and in fact, the Ricky has to run himself away as the Rubik goes down, leading the enemy team right towards the road pit. Moonlight Shadow Rabbit just thinks about time. He's going to throw it out anyway here. Dive away from the Marcy. Lesh does pick up the Aegis, but do they get killed? They take down Daniel. They're going to be happy with that, especially with the Terrorblade not being there to help out his teammates. 2 supports. You know, the Ricky and the Rubik do go down. They lose the Aegis, but it is only the Aegis, not the Shard. You know, not a Blessing, not a Refresher Shard, anything like that.
The prize is mine.
How's Alberca looking? So close. 800, 600 gold away from having the full Skadi. In fact, with this start, how close is he going to get with it? Shigetsu wants that blink. He wants that engage tool to come through. He's about 500 gold away from being able to pick it up, so he's going to be able to try and farm it up, you know, without being caught out, because it looks like Cybercats, with his Aegis, Cybercats might not get overly aggressive. I mean, if they knew that he was the only one in the lane,
Radiant's bottom
maybe they
tower
do.
is under attack.
But with no gap close on the Tide just yet, it's really hard to set up for that Ravage, which is down anyway at the minute. You do kind of have to rely on, especially seeing as he's still going into the Greaves, you have to rely on the setup coming through from the Tiny jumping, and then the potential toss back into the Tide Hunter for that Ravage. How's Chira looking? BKB, it makes sense. Sometimes we see the Tiny go for the Aghanim Scepter before the BKB. You know, like the Agh's Crystallis, so he has that tree ball, he has that extra stack of damage. But well, Daniel, the reveal comes in, the Avatos onto the Ricky. He's just straight up dead. And Rubik tries to go. Arrow was stolen, so turns that round with the telekinesis.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
If you want to try and group up as 4 here on the side of PuckChamp, maybe look for a smoke rotation. No. Young G's just getting himself away here. Shigetsu continues to farm. But even with the Battle Fury, he's going to be behind the farm from the Terrorblade. Terrorblade looking really good. Has that Scotty out.
Shadows.
Going towards a Hurricane Pike. In the river. You get the lift, you get the arrow. Even with the Moonlight Shadow, you do get the kill onto the Marana. Shigetsu, though, does he want to dive any further?
Tower is under attack.
He might be looking for his attack. He just has to hide himself away. Shigetsu,
Radiant's bottom tower
PKB, the
is
Blink
under
Dagger's up
attack.
now. He wants to go in for that Basher. I mean, the Marcy damage, when it starts to stack up, during that leash, with the
Dire's
sidekick,
top
it can be
tower is under
absolutely
attack.
devastating.
Radiant's bottom
So he's not
tower
going to be
is
worried
under
about how the
attack.
game's going just yet on the side of PuckChamp. It's only a 4k net worth difference as well. He knows if he gets a jump in, once that bashes out, you know, with the Battle Fury with the Unleash and the sidekick, he can rip through the Terrorblade. Has to watch out for the Sunder. That's about it. And the Basher, if he gets the lockdown with the Basher as well, in that Unleash timing, Alberca, he's going to struggle to get that Sunder off.
Radiant
smoke.
are scanning.
Who gets the jump? The
Radiant's
Avalanche, but
middle
no.
tower is under
Quick fingers
attack.
from Shigetsu. He gets that blink down, but the Rubik might not be, won't be so lucky. The Sleeping Dart comes out onto the Terrorblade, but that's just to let them know that the Ricky's there. And all they do is they just drop sentries. Quick fingers from Shigetsu to get himself away from that blink hit from the Tiny.
Go for me.
Cookie comes out. Did he get the kill to the Marana? The Marana? 4 staff? Yeah. Outside of the smoke screen. Those 4 staffs are going to be absolute worth the weight in gold against this Ricky here. The deny onto the Invis rune. Do they want to go for another jump? Or is that Cookie? No follow-up. Marana's just going to take the damage.
Dire are scanning.
A tithe to the impurities.
Shigetsu, he's about 3k behind the Terrorblade. So, he's still got some catching up to do. If they can find a fight, if they can find a kill, actually, onto the Terrorblade. That gets Shigetsu right back into it. But how far away from this Basher is he? Recipe, about 300. He's not too far away, actually. 340 gold away from the Basher on Shigetsu. So once that's up, the BKB's there. I think that's the timing that the Marcy's going to want to look to get aggressive. But you can see that Cybercats, apart from the Tidehunter, everybody grouping up here on the bottom lane. Even the Tidehunter TPing in. And what's the item choice on the Tide? So the Tide's going to go for the Blink into the Shard. Extra control to come through for those tendrils of the deep. And you can see that the techies, he's just trying to drop proximity mines upon all the access points here. The ward's going down. He drops one. This might be the perfect timing. The smoke coming through. The sticky bomb is going to be dropped. And the Tide's courier is going to be careful. But if he trades out a courier for his life, for the lives of his teammates, you know, well worth the trade. That's a big one though. That's the Chrysalis. He doesn't care. Just continues to put the damage on this Terrorblade here, taking down this tier 2 tower. And maybe looking, aware that the backstab might be coming in because his courier does go down. They just go for the TPs away with 2 big cores on the side of Cybercats, just playing it away from where that danger zone might be.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Young G. Just still looking for the farm. Shigetsu leading the line in the mid lane. Well, Titan Sliver's nice. Titan Sliver is nice for literally any of the cores on the side of Cybercats. They give it over to Chira. They don't. Not for now. Tide might actually keep it. No, he doesn't. Sends it back. Not sure who he's sending it to, but again, that Blink Dagger about 1,000 gold away, 1,100 gold away from being able to complete that. Just buy it straight out. I wonder if they want to go for a fight first. If they've got this Roche timing right as well, a minute away from the Roche respawn, at least a minute away from the Roche respawn. So yeah, see the Cybercats, they don't want to give it anything up. If PuckChamp want to come in and take a fight, They have to fight into the entire
Dire's
team. None of
bottom
these
tower is under
quick
attack.
picks with the sleeping dart into the cookie pick off. They're saying, if you want to fight one of us,
Dire's
you're going to have to
fortified.
fight all of us. So in the end, they just try and trade off this tier 1 tower on the bottom lane here. Young G, fortification will be used. But another Diabolic Edict, another wave of
Dire's
creeps in the
bottom
left should be able to
tower
take
is
this tier
under
1
attack.
tower. Let's see what the
Dire's
Roche time is going to be, though.
bottom
20
tower is
seconds
fallen.
away, potentially, for the big man to be back in his cave.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Force just doing some
Radiant's top
D1 here.
tower is under attack.
Mine's going down as well for Jess. So Jess, he's finding that farm. He has himself another 4 staff.
Invisibility.
What's it going to be? 2 minutes. So it is a little bit of a longer one. So even if PuckChamp lose a couple of heroes, they should be back in time. Even the Ricky, I mean, the Ricky's finding that some farm, trying to go towards the Undisk. Young G with his own BKB.
Dire
9
are
seconds,
scanning.
fresh BKB here. Still the fresh one on the Marcy as well. The Marcy's not used as just yet. Wants to go towards the Daedalus. I'm just a little bit of afraid that because they're not getting aggressive, they're just letting this Terrorblade farm up as well. The Terrorblade going towards a BKB of his own. And he's what? 400, 500 gold away from completing that. And that is going to be out just before the Roche comes back up. So because he has this 6k net worth lead over the Marcy anyway. Yeah, the Titan Sliver coming out for the Terrorblade now as well. That should be his Chrysalis, the BKB. Perfect timing here for Alberca. If you want to make a fight happen, this is when you go.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So Young G, they're going to spot roughly where he is. These bombs, these proximity mines are going to be popping here. 5-man smoke from the side of PuckChamp. But you can see that Cybercats, they back themselves up. They're going to take the Kobold down, maybe go for a smoke themselves. How are those odds looking? I don't know if I'd agree with those. PuckChamp with the distance between the two, acting as the favourites at the minute.
Shadows take us.
You know, Cybercats, smoke's gonna be coming through. Moonlight Shadow as well. Did they get the jump? They get the Avatar. They actually get the avalanche back into the Ravagy. Clean up the position 1 Marcy. Now Young G, nothing to stop the TP out with that BKB, but it is a defensive BKB. Roche, 10 seconds away. If they just park an illusion in the pit, they're going to be able to find this one now as well. Yeah, and that's exactly what they do. They know it's going to be up in sometime soon, so they just put a Terrorblade illusion in there. And with Shigetsu being down for the next 46 seconds,
Bounty killing.
the Metamorphosis is up. So yeah, they move in. They're going to be able to take this second Roche, get the shard now as well. Shigetsu could fight back, but the rest of the team nowhere close to being able to contest on this Roche shard. Arrow flies through as well from the Marana. Just makes it a little bit easier. Again, easy Roche here inside of Cybercats. So yeah, in terms of the odds, PuckChamp might be favourites. But the way this game's going, an 8k net worth difference between the two teams, and that is just going to be between, you know, roughly between the two cores, the two position 1s. Alberca has a great lead in this game and not going to be too far away. In fact, he swaps out the BKB for the Aegis now as well. Not too far away from being able to pick up the full Daedalus. About, what's the recipe called? 1,000 gold, so about 1,100 gold before that Daedalus comes out. If you look at the Marcy here now as well, the timing, it's going to be a little bit later on. Doesn't even have the Chrysalis, which you could sell the 1 to buy up if he wants to, which he might do. Yeah, he just uses the 1 charges. So he's going to be able to sell this inside shop and buy up that Chrysalis. But he's still a ways off the power spike here of the Terrorblade. It was a good start for them though. Shigetsu finding some good picks. Really unleash onto the Titans. With the Titans, the big tanky boy fight. The jump comes in to lock down the 4-staff. He's going to be able to get themselves out of the smoke screen now as well. The chase down with the taser. Doesn't matter. The BKB after Young G, and Shigetsu just gets himself away, holding that BKB for now. Do get the kill onto the techies. But what can they do with this advantage? I like that the Snapfire went back for the Wraith Pack totem, because a lot of the damage coming through from the side of Cybercats, especially with this Terrorblade, it is going to be physical damage. burst from the Tiny as well. The Tiny is actually going to go towards the AC and not the Aghanims. He just wants to be stacked up. Or did he actually get into Daniel? Daniel's going to try and get himself away. The Sleeping Dart comes out. Tendrils of the Deep, and Zenikin gets the kill. Yeah, Jess, he's got a little bit of revenge there, just setting up with the voice line. So he's going to be happy about that. Taking down the Ricky. He does come back alive. So he comes out, did he get the jump? Avalanche, does he close the gap here for the toss? And now, no, she gets to, he dives himself into the Ravage once again, the damage. Look at the blow. Alberca just rips through that Mercy. And then takes out the Wraith Pact as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That is a absolute cracking setup there. The toss back into the Ravage, and Shigetsu just comes way too far forwards, loses his life. He's dead for 60 seconds, and the Metamorphosis, it's not even halfway through. They do need to wait for this next creep wave to push in.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The Mortimer Kiss is cleaning off that creep wave. But yeah, with a dead Mercy for the next 45 seconds, do they just try and go through? They don't go through back door. There's no way, even with the Chira, he doesn't even have the shot. There's no way to go through the back door, right?
Radiant structures
Creeps on the bottom lane, pushing in. Cookie to try and clean them off with that Scatter Blast.
Under attack.
It might still go down. It will still go down. The damage comes through the smoke screen. Mischance, though. Trying to do what he can. The Illusion's going to be the one that gets silenced up and slopes. And Alberta says, wrong one there, mate. Now the creep pushing in. The drums are going to be pumped. Did he take a lane of rats?
Dire's top
Another fortification comes up. The Force Staff to get Alberca away. Even the Sleeping Dart. The leap into the Force Staff here for the Mirana. Yeah, the toss to safety. Daniel. Not going to be able to close that gap. Shigetsu, they want to fight into this, but there's an Aegis still. Get the Sleeping Dart onto the Tiny Woods. The rest of the team that jump in with the Unleashed damage. Aegis going to be up for the kill. It looks like they might still be able to take down the Tiny. If they want to chase for more, the Cookie comes out, though, right into a proximity mine. And Jess, he's going to be hustling. Look at how fast he is at getting himself away from this. Movement speed increased from the Taser. Yeah, even the techies. He wants to go into the Boots of Burr. Dive in, back lines, Moonlight Shadows out, though, the jump in. Daniel, he gets the Sleeping Dart. Tidehunter. Tendrils, but no Ravage just yet. 30 seconds away.
Fortified.
Malik, Sleeping Dart onto Terrorblade as well. Terrorblade has this Aegis for the next 30 seconds or so. Hasn't had to use the BKB. The full Daedalus is out as well. 10k net worth difference between the two carries.
It's not playtime.
So that's how much work is being done for PuckChamp and the rest of the cores to find this farm trio, to try and find the space, because the net worth difference is between the two carries is greater than the net worth difference between the two teams. So we see another smoke potentially. Was that Moonlight Shadow? It's still going to be 50 seconds away. They are grouping up, and it looks like it's just going to be a protected group up. Yeah, as the Aegis does get reclaimed.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Snap Illusions. Trying to keep this lane pushed in on the bottom lane. With the double catapult wave here as well. So the catapult's onto the tier 2 on the bottom lane, but you can see that the rest of PuckChamp, it's only illusions, so the rest of PuckChamp not going to be anywhere close to try and contest onto this tier 2 tower on the bottom lane. In fact, even the Terrorblade is going to TP back. How is that looking on the win chance? 75% in favor of Cybercats. Massive bounces though on the XP, I think it is. Yeah, massive just bounce up on the XP.
Yes.
The arrow comes out. The Avatars comes through the Ravage once again. They blow up both supports. At least this time it's not Shigetsu who gets caught out in that. So, you know, silver linings and all. But a really good jump in just straight up with the Avatars Ravage combo. And Ricky disappears, and not because of his ultimate. Cybercats looking fairly comfortable in this third and final game here in the series. A 10k net worth lead between the two teams, 11k. And they might waste out the next roach. It looks like this is what they're doing. They're playing defensive. If they can find a pickup like that through the vision, because they have this vision on the wards, with the sentry being down as well, so it was a really cheeky jump in. But if they can find that vision, keep themselves going, keep themselves together.
Shadow. Take
They can try and take over this high ground. You know, take this tier 2 tower on the top lane here as well. Just need to
Radiant's
push
top
into it.
tower is under attack.
Yeah, and Shigetsu doesn't even want to
Radiant's
contest this.
top
He
tower
sees
has
this is
fallen.
as far away as possible while still being able to find farm here on this Marcy. And the Marcy wants to go towards the MKB. He might have seen that, you know, the Terrorblade now is completed the butterfly. He knows that he needs to go towards something that gets through because he is just a right-click hero. So he needs to get something that gets through the Terrorblade's mischance. Over TB. Is there a bottle? There is. There's going to be the bottle being passed over for you from Jira. Roche, not going to be up just yet. At least 30 seconds away. But with this double damager in here, Terrorblades, it's going to be so quick if this is a quick Roshan. With this double damage rune, I don't know how PuckChamp can test into this. The Ravage is down for the next 30 seconds or so. So that might be the saving grace. If you can get a jump on while this Ravage is down, while PuckChamp, you know, they know this control isn't here. And it looks like that's what they're going to try and do. Arrow flies through. It actually doesn't connect. The heroes were in smoke anyway, so you would have only just seen the arrow disappearing, which it would have been a warning system here for Cybercats, but you can see that Jess, he's just dropping all of these, the proximity mines going down. Again, he wants to cover any entry points coming through from the side of PuckChamp. And Roche, it is still going to be a long ways away here, just over a minute. With this smoke up, though, he's able to get a catch.
You cowards!
Alberca, he pops the double damage rune and the taunt coming through from the Terrorblade now as well to get the jump in. And the tanky, yeah, the mines, the jump in with the blast off, and the mines to go down. A lot of damage onto the Snapfire Snap. Not going to be able to get himself away from this one. And Alberca just wants to continue coming forwards. Has that double damage rune. Going to let the illusions do their job and he get the melee racks. 42 seconds until Roche is back up. 60 seconds on the Snapfire there as well. Trying to do his best with the Pipe, the Greaves, and the Wraith Pack, but still not enough to keep him alive. Double damage rune at least will be wearing
Radiant
off
are scanning.
before the TB can get into the Roche pit and Roche comes back. Daniel. Still looking towards that Ian disc. Pentared Sword comes down. That's going to be for the Terrorblade, right? Maybe for the Tiny? Oh, maybe for the Tiny. Yeah, so the Tide. He's going to be able to get the Meteor Hammer, the Havoc Hammer. Meteor Hammer is something different. And for the long time, it was the only hammer. With the Havoc Hammer coming out, so the plus strength, the extra damage there as well. Back lines, they find the jump. He's going to be able to find the reveal. And they get the kill onto the Ricky. So dead for 47 seconds, just as the big man comes back. And Alberca, he wants to be heading into this. The Demon Zeal is going to be popped, so the extra attack speed, that extra move speed, how quickly can he get through this? Will it be interrupted? Maybe not here with the Titan hanging around with the Ravage. Tendrils of the Deep now as well. What did the Ribbon steal, though? Yeah, refresher here for the Tidehunter. Who takes the... It's actually going to be the Blightstone. Why am I even asking the question? Actually, no. It is going to be the... You've got the cheese. Why am I not seeing the cheese? Oh, it's on Alberca's backpack, that's why. Yeah, he wants that extra sustain. I thought they might have given it over to the Tiny. If the Tiny wants to get that jump in, you know, the Avatos comes through and he takes a lot of punishment. He can just cheat himself back to life. I mean, he's got an AC. He's got himself over 3k health as well. So... you can see that the Terrorblade Illusions still continue to push in here. Just trying to do what they can. Do they get the group up? Where's the smoke going to come from? They actually have one. They do on the Marana. If they want to group up, go for that smoke. Maybe making sure they get the D-wards out first. Marana gonna TP away actually. So not going for that. Nullifiers across the board, it seems. Mirana, Tiny, and Terrorblade all going for the nullifier. And Terrorblade, he can buy his out. What does he sell? Does he sell the Hurricane Pike? Wait for that Aegis to go down. Picks up the nullifier. God, I'm surprised he doesn't just go for the Moonshard. With the 9k gold he's got in his backpack here. Yeah, Terrorblade, I'm surprised he doesn't just buy out a Moonshard. Let the Tiny go for the nullifier. Let the Mirana go for the nullifier. Mirana's not actually that far away from it. Needs 80 gold for the Sacred Relic and then the gold for the Helm of the Iron Will.
The prize is
He's going to be able to get it 4 bounty runes on the deck. So that is a really nice boost to get towards that. Yeah, Terrorblade has over 10k gold. He has half the net worth difference in his active gold at the minute. Now, the difference, it's nearly 20k difference between him and Shigetsu on the Marcy carry. And you can see that Cybercats, they don't want to overextend. They're not letting this one go. They're not giving up a silly fight here that might cost them their lives. They hang around, they let Alberca find some more farm. Who could be buying Moonshards for him and his Tiny, which I'm sure the Tiny would appreciate that. Yeah, what's actually coming in here for the Tiny? Oh, no, that's the Helm of the Iron Will. Gem for the Tiny. Did they actually get the catch up? They get the kill. Force is going to lose his life. So PuckChamp, at least there's life left in them. Yeah, they are showing signs here that they're ready to find these pickoffs. They're ready to take by the Aegis. A minute and a bit, just under 2 minutes before that goes down. And in fact, Terrorblade, does he change his mind? He does. He's going to go straight for the Aghanim's Blessing. He's going to go straight for the Aghanim's Blessing and still have enough here to buy out the Moonshard if he wants to. 2k left in that net worth. In the surplus, excuse me, that, you know, if he goes down and wants to buy back. So he has that tearaway fear coming through. If there is going to be the jump in from the Marcy, if it doesn't get the BKB up in time, if there is going to be the jump in from whoever gets cookied, the Ricky as well. The damage and control, it's not going to be able to take down this Terrorblade, it doesn't look like. Especially if he gets off the Sunder. And yeah, next is going to be the Swift link here for him. Young G, how is Young G looking? I really checked in with the Radiant Heroes myself for a bit. He wants to go towards the E-Blade, Shigetsu. Daedalus links up, wants still to go towards the MKB. How's Malik looking? Yeah, Pipe Greaves, 4-staff, Wraith Band, Wraith Pact, Wraith Band. That would be low on the net worth. The Wraith Pact comes through, and then the illusions here again. Metamorphosis, the smoke screen does go down. Trying to take advantage of that 75% miss rate chance. Terrorblade, 10 seconds left on this Aegis. Arrow flies through, doesn't connect to anyone. They're just trying to do the best to slowly push this lane in. Where's the jump going to come from till the end? The jump comes in to get hexed. They're going to be able to get the kill. And that's the gem on the deck now. It's up Tendrils. Young G, he doesn't want to pop this BKB just yet. Trying to use that E-Blade, but diving from. And now, that's going to be a massive Ravage. They connect, they get the kill. The refresh, he comes out. There's a refresh Ravage onto you. They get the kill onto the Rubik now as well. So he comes through though. They do take down the Mirana. Alberca, what can he do? He's getting low. He still has that Sunder. Maybe wait for Young G's BKB to wait off. In fact, no, he turns it around onto one of his teammates with the Sunder. And that's going to cost the Techies his life. He's going to get low himself. He's going to get taken down here. Oh, the dive as well. Tiny trying to do what he can in this with the tree. But it's not going to be enough. They do get the damage. They go for a full 5-man. It's not going to be the Kazenica gets the TP away. But Cybercats just overextend. Yeah, look at that damage coming through from the 2 cores on the side of PuckChamp. They turn that on the head. And because he sunders his teammate, he doesn't wait for the BKB to end on Young G.
Is under attack.
He sunders his teammate. It puts the hero low. And all of a sudden, Terrorblade, he's still taking damage. Young G was just going through it, ripping through him. I think if he'd got the Sunder off onto the Lesh after the BKB, he might have been able to rip through this Lesh and get that kill.
Dire's
But
structures
now, all of
are
a sudden,
fortified.
Cybercats, they're on the back foot. A 15k net worth. What was the difference there? Yeah, and it just
Dire's middle
goes,
tower
it's going to
has fallen.
climb at its lowest point.
Dire's middle barracks are
It
under
was what,
attack.
20k net
Dire's
worth lead?
middle
It is going
barracks
to
has
recover a
fallen.
little bit to just over 10k. But Young G,
That should help.
they step up, they take a lane of racks. PuckChamp, does he even go for more?
fortified.
Shigetsu trying to do what he can with the spell immunity from the sidekick. The Hex comes out, the arrow is going to be there now. Got the tendrils. They might have overextended this time on their side. Buyback comes through from the Tiny. Can they take down Young G? Any back? Nothing like that. He's going to be able to go for the TP, but Daniel, he's not going to be so lucky.
Haste.
Maybe hanging around a little bit too late. They should have just taken that mid lane racks and then backed themselves away. And with the respawn timers, Cybercats take advantage of this. Now, is it their turn? Because they've already pushed down the tier 3s in the mid lane. They've already pushed down the tier 2s in the side lanes. They could look for a set of racks. And another tier 3 here. Cybercats, they have to come in with the creeps, though. They might just try and force out buybacks and go for tier 4s. Or maybe they posture for the next Roche. What did Terrorblades? Nothing after the Aghanim's blessing, the level 2 Aghanim's here. He's still got himself 10k net worth. Yeah, Ricky buys back. Maybe try and force out the buyback from the Marcy now as well and then back themselves away. Tier 4 tower going to get aggressed on, but the man style trying to do what he can with the sleeping dart. Tier 4 tower, telekinesis comes out onto Tiny though. Tiny's going to be careful. But now the refresh comes out. What's that second? The arrow connect. The BKB's there for the ledge. And now they're going to be able to get the chase down. They're going to be able to get the kills on the Alberca. No! The Sunday comes up with Zeneca. So wait, now these BKBs. He's looking for the Ravage. The Ravage comes through. The Tendrils in the deep now as well. It only connects onto the Ricky. Everybody else inside the PuckChamp were away. They do still get the kill to Daniel. Daniel, that's going to be the dieback there from that Ricky arrow. Ooh, till the end, skin of his teeth. Do they have the reveal here? The cookie comes out. It keeps the Rubik alive. Tied with the double gems. But yeah, what can they do now? These ultimates are down on the side of Cybercats. Unleash 20 seconds away. BKBs are down for, I think, everybody. Everybody. Roche is back up.
Radiant's bottom tower is
If
under
they
attack.
see this here, Alberca can just walk himself in. Another illusion room to come out for him. At least they only lost a building. They didn't lose any tier 4s here, PuckChamp. They did defend the base. And now this is going to be the given tree in terms of Roche. Look at this. It is Christmas here at the side of the Dire. If there's no contest inside of PuckChamp, because he's going to have presents for everybody. And it looks like, yeah, PuckChamp, they don't know this is happening. They can't contest. They just have to defend the base. So who takes what? Surely the Aghanim's blessing goes the way the Tiny does. Tidehunter with cheese, the refresher shot now as well. So looking for that second Ravage, just trying to wait out. And he's going to hope to God this time he doesn't get sundered by his own teammate. Terrorblade with the Aegis. No boots. Got rid of his boots a long time ago. The Swift Blink in the backpack there as well. Just going to be relying on the Butterfly. And moving yourself in with the extra move speed coming out from the Manta style. For this third game, it is going the distance here. PuckChamp not ready to give it up. And to be fair, they've taken a couple of good fights, so they shouldn't. You know, it's not like as we saw X3 in the first series, you know, they were calling it after half an hour because they knew they couldn't win any fights. PuckChamp are actually ripping through the side of Cybercats when they find their opening. And look at the graph.
Then
Still an 82% win rate and chance of Cybercats. But that's not zero there for PuckChamp either. I've got to say, with Alberca though having nearly double the net worth of the position 1 Marcy, this Marcy I would have preferred to see it in the offlane. You know, picked up like a proper right click, like the Terrorblade itself. Obviously, Cybercats did steal the Terrorblade away, so the opposite for that safe lane Marcy. slowly, Cybercats pushing in. They're looking for another lane of racks.
Radiant's bottom.
And it looks like they're not going to slow down either. Yeah, Sleeping Dog comes in onto the Terrorblade. The Terrorblade didn't have that man star, but jump in. She gets to use that BKB, but that's going to be the BKB down. No refresh here for the Marcy. Once he goes down, puts him at risk of the Ravage. Puts him at risk of the double Ravage. Burka trying to lose the illusions, push those into the base here, get the double. I mean, again, the smoke screen trying to do the best with the mischance. Even the split earth here as well for the stuns onto the Terrorblade, and the Terrorblade actually going to have that refresher shard. So having it passed across from the Tideman, if you want to go into this, get the lift up, maybe have enough damage to get the kill here. Tiny does have the refresher of his own, but that refresher, all of the double toss comes through. But the end is here for the Ricky, so they don't get the kill, and now Alberca. Do you want to carry on going for this? I mean, he has that refresher in his stash, in his backpack. Do you really need this over the double Ravage from the Tide? Looks like they are going to lose a second set. Telekinesis though onto the Terrorblade. Sleeping Dart comes in. Split Earth's going to be there. Can they pop this Aegis? They do. What else can they do with this? Because he is going to be in the base. The arrow flies through. Dodges off the mark though. And Techies doesn't connect. Daniel just trying to do his best here with the Sleeping Dart. The clear off of Malik. The Split Earth. The Cookie. The Scatter Blast. Malik as well with the Gobble Up. So he's going to have the jump in. If he wants to throw the Marcy into this, so the Marcy wants to go straight towards that Pistol Blade. The extra control coming through, the extra attack range, the damage to the main. And yeah, they were able to get the kill onto the Terrorblade once, so this isn't completely over. You know, it's looking grim with 2 lanes of racks being down. And a double damage room. They probably give over to the Tiny with the bottle. Yeah, you can see that the base defense coming out here from PuckChamp. It's holding up for now, but the smoke comes out. They want to. It's do or die time for them. It looks like, and the arrow connects onto the Rubik. He walks himself, tries to get himself around with proximity mine. They get the blow up here with the Jets. And that unleashed, but they need to go for more. It looks like Cybercats going to play away again. We have that Moonlight Shadow. They're inviting PuckChamp to fight into them. Marcy wants to fly out. Yeah, that's going to be the Abyssal Blade here for the Marcy. So let's see if that's the power spike needed here for the PuckChamp to turn this in their favor. Malik trying to do his best with the Cookie, as well as that close-up gobble-up spit out here to clean up this bottom lane into the super creeps. It's going to be the double catapults though, double super siege creeps. Marcy, even though not nowhere close to the top of the net worth, you know, look at this, the damage done here is sitting at the top of the damage done graph. So even without having the net worth of the Terrorblade, he'll still put out a lot of damage. But the Terrorblade, he's going to go to a refresher orb of its own. He's already got that Moonshot. He picked that one up. He's still rocking 6k gold as well. As a refresher orb comes out from the Terrorblade.
Swifter than ever.
God damn, man. Even the supports are farmed. Well, maybe not the Ricky. And maybe not the Rubik. So look at this. The techies double the net worth of the Rubik. He's got himself the Boots of Burn, the Force Staff coming through now as well. The Shard wants to go towards that Lotus Orb. PuckChamp just doing the best to keep these lanes pushed out. Keep that creep equilibrium going. It won't even ever go in their favor because of these super creeps pushing in. They can only delay the game long enough. Maybe delay the game until the tier 5 neutrals come out. Get some big items. And then look to take a fight. Yeah, Marcy wants that overall blink as well, but the jump comes in though. Did he get a jump out? No. He's trying to get himself away. The Emeralds in the deep, they get the lockdown, they get the kill. He's going to be dead for 124 seconds now. The backline jump comes out, the Avalanche now. They get the kill to 1. With another tendrils coming through, Daniel's going to get himself away from this one. The Ricky has to get himself away. The buyback comes out from the left, comes out from the Rubik. They have the lockdown onto the techies. Can they go for more? Force Major, the diving from Daniel. From downtown, they do get the kill. And now the lockdown onto Tira. Tira tries to get himself away from this, but he's not going to be able to. He's dead for 123 seconds. Buybacks from the Terrorblade immediately. He wants to get himself into this fight. 8k damage coming through from... He's just ripping through heroes, this Marcy. But they do need to be careful now. Yo, they need to keep an eye on the buybacks. They did expand too there with the Rubik and as well as the Lesh. Get back in and get something out of that fight.
Radiant are scanning.
CMG stepping up with the Hex. Just going to be onto an illusion. Gold. Is it going to be the 5th Roche going the way of PuckChamp? Did they finally get one out of this? Yeah, those tier 5s. 2 minutes away. And Ricky, how's that win probability looking? 77%. So it is coming down slowly. It's coming down. The X nearly evened up between the two teams as well. I mean, I suppose that's when everyone's hitting level 30s. It's just going to be one of those games. Shigetsu wants to carry on going in. Get ourselves a pause. Okay. How is the Marcy in terms of buyback, though? Ooh.
Парни, что он делает?
Okay, just Discord issues. I'm assuming that's what DS stands for. It might be disconnected, and no one says disconnected. I'm assuming it's Discord. Marcy as well. Again, can buy out for the overwhelming blink if he wants to, but I think he wants to hold that buyback. Buybacks at this stage of the game, especially when the Terrorblade has bought out as well. And that's down for the next 6.5 minutes. Buybacks are so important here on the side of PuckChamp. I mean, they're important for everybody. Rubik, you can't see it on the camera, but the Rubik stole the tree grab. So he's just walking around carrying a tree here in his left arm instead of his staff. Yeah, item-wise, what's everyone looking at? Malik, he's got that blink, not really built anything much. Past 10-15 minutes or so, you know, with the Pipe, the Greaves, the Wraith Pact, does have that blink. Kira, he has the he has the shard. If he wants to buy it out, you know, 2k gold. He's still got that nullifier queued up, but I don't know if that's actually what he's wanting to go towards here. Shard would just be very nice for the tiny, you know, little inexpensive item compared to what they're getting, and he keeps the tree constantly. Yeah, you can just see the Rubik there. Was walking around with a tree in hand. Roche, it's going to be another long one here. I think the shortest one we've had was like 1.5 minutes. So even PuckChamp, even with his tiny being down, you know, they don't get a respite, they don't get a break here, they don't get a quick pick on the big man himself. They are trying to keep these lanes pushed out, though. Again, super creeps. I mean, this mid lane is going to be fairly even because of the missing racks on the side of Cybercats. Here it is, 30 seconds, then we start getting tier 5s. How are the buybacks looking?
Radiant are scanning.
Rubik does have the gold, but doesn't have the timer on that, and Lesh doesn't have either the gold or the timer. Which, yeah, you know your buyback's going to be down for the next 5.5 minutes. You just start to buy out. You buy everything. So,
Better
how
not
far
fall
away does he want to buy? I mean, yeah, the buyback's down, so you just buy out for the attacks if you want to. Jenica with the refresher to come out soon. But you can see that, I mean, a game-winning fight would be just taking the buybacks away from the other side, or Force Majeure breaks the smoke. Just get that leap away. Roshi's 20 seconds out now as well. You can see the illusions on the map from the Terrorblade, trying to push down this mid lane tower, trying to use these super creeps. trying to keep this pressure on. 10 seconds. Do they go for the backstab here on the side of Cybercats? Or are they going to be caught out? Arrow flies through. Won't see the rush. Not up for the next 4 seconds or so. Daniel, you do see Force. Telekinesis comes out. There's going to be the sleeping dog. You want to go for the kill onto the Morana. Smoke that. He's trying to go for the D-ward. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, they are grouping up. They are looking for a fight. The buyback comes through, though. Malik got taken down. We have to buy back. If they get the kill, the Visiblade, though. The Lord is going to be there. The North is spraying down. Ooh, Sunder. Alberti might still go down. The BKBs. It's not going to be enough. He's going to be gone for 2 minutes, but they do take down the Marty. The Marty had that buyback, though. GSV trying to get himself away from this one. The arrow flies through, connects onto the Snapfire.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And now they're going to be able to defend the base as well. That's 110 seconds. He was under no pressure when he fought back, but the Terrorblade did buy back. And now he's dead for 103. The buyback on the Marcy, they might move it into the pit. They do move into the pit. So you can get this Aegis onto the Marcy. She did just need to buy back there as well. They might be able to push down. They might just go straight for tier 4s. New Unleash is going to be back in 10 seconds. He's got himself swap out for the Apex. Those attributes, it's going to make him so tanky. I think he does. What are we looking at in terms of tier 5s now as well? Mirror Shield on the ledge. The Apex onto the... They're going to kill onto till the end of now as well. But can they chase up PuckChamp? They want to push down this mid lane desperately. There's the side of Cybercats. How are they looking for neutrals? Got themselves the Stygian Desolator on the Tiny. Could you ask for a better item for the Tiny? Maybe a Giant's Ring. And the Book of the Dead on the Tide. But yeah, they're smoking it. They're looking. Where's this creep wave? Where are they going to be able to go for this? The Apex is out. 4. The Marcy. 5.5k health here. Morana trying to do his best to split this wave. The X Machina comes through now as well. Oh, can you give that over to... Might actually keep it on the left. No, you want that Mirror Shield on the left, I imagine. You want to be giving this to the bottom lane. Trying to make a dive, but they can't catch out. And now the Terrorblade will be coming back alive. So this very small window they had to try and force down something in the base. PuckChamp, they opt for the Roche. They lose the Rubik. And all of a sudden, Cybercats are going to be right back into this. And again, the longer the PuckChamp leave the base, they've already lost one tier 4. They've got to be so careful about stepping out, because if they do step out too long, they're going to be losing another tier 4. They could even lose with these buybacks being down. The Aegis is there, yes, for the Marcy. The buyback's going to be coming back over the next couple of minutes for the Terrorblade. So if they don't push this advantage here, Cybercats might just come right back into this game. In fact, yeah, Ex Machina for the double BKB. For the double Abyssal Blade, I forgot about that. Yeah, the double Abyssal Blade. Extra stun coming through from the Overwhelming Blink. Monkey King bars up from the Marcy now as well. So not even keeping this Battle Fury. And in fact, can triple up on the BKB because of this Refresher Shot. So the Aegis pops. You pop your BKB with the Aegis going. If you want to fight out, make sure you don't get control. The Aegis goes down. You put the Refresher Shot in. You get a second BKB, and then you get the refresh off here with the Ex Machina, and get a third BKB, a third Abyssal Blade. Well, what's the Terrorblade got? He's got himself or he did have himself the mirror, but he's going to go back for the Force Boots now as well to be able to close this gap. And I don't think the charts matters at this point. It is just anyone's game. It comes down to who executes this next team fight, because this next team fight is do or die.
Is under attack. Dire's bottom tower.
As you can see, that PuckChamp trying to push in the Radiant base. Excuse me, trying to push in the Dire towers. Try and keep the pressure off the Radiant base here. 20 seconds off that buyback from the Terrorblade as well. I don't want to put pressure onto the side of PuckChamp. They can't hear me anyway. But I do think they need to do something with this Aegis, because the Marcy buyback is so far away. Now the Terrorblade, the dive comes through, the BKB, do they have a lockdown? Do they have damage? Onto the Marty as well as the last is dead. Missing the edge, Survivor comes out immediately now. But he's going to the Snapfire, no buyback. And the Ravage got stolen by the Rubik. This might be the setup they need for the Marty here now as well. And the damage comes through from Unleash. They take down the Terrorblade, trying to go for more. They're going to be able to get the jump on Danielle. Was that Sleep Dart? It's a second away. And the jump, the Unleash now as well. She gets some Force Majeure, trying to get himself away from this. But one more right click and they get the kill onto the Marana. As the sidekick, the Marcy turns. Gets the kill. 3 heroes going down on both sides. Yeah, we take a look at the fight recap. 3 heroes on both sides. Buyback came through from the Lesh as well as that Marana. And there's going to be the refresh here now as well from the Marcy. Wants to go straight towards that Rapier. Look at this. The Aegis has been popped. He knows. He needs to force out that buyback from the Terrorblade again. Buyback from the Techies. But it looks like the Terrorblade may be trying to bait this one in. Not flying straight out with the buyback. The refresh comes through here. Mirror Shield's back up. They're just passing it. They're passing the X-Machina between the two of them to get these BKB refreshes. And with it being a 25-second cooldown, you just pass it between yourselves. Refresh all your BKBs. Wait for the Snapfire to come back up, back alive, and get yourself right back into it. And there's a Rapier as well. Oh, how quickly she gets, you're just going to rip through heroes. As long as he has that BKB going. 12 seconds on the BKB. Again, double Abyssal Blade. And this time, as long as he doesn't get caught out, no Ravage, no Tendrils at the deep, control him up. Did he fly out as well? He did. He knows he doesn't have the buyback for the next 2 minutes. So he just spends all of his gold here. Oh, that Terrorblade, that's the move speed on the Terrorblade there is ridiculous. Look at how fast he leaves that trail there as well. See the Techies just dropping. They want this early warning system. You know, they want these proximity mines to give an idea. PuckChamp are moving through the base. Well, see, he's not showing off this Rapier just yet now as well. The push comes through. But again, with the Unleash, if he gets a quick kill, and the Unleash is up to take buildings, he's going to rip through these buildings. The Edict as well as the Little Shredders to come out as well. Do they want to go for a smoke? Underneath the 2 sentries, I think they do. What do they want to go with this? So maybe they push out this bottom lane because, well, the book of the... Who actually picked it up? It is the Marana who's keeping hold of it, this Book of the Dead. We are 70 minutes in with no end in sight here in this third and final game. Both teams, they want this. They want this first victory. And the other teams that are waiting, they just have to wait. Wait for us to be done. Is Danielle? How's he looking as well? He wants another note. What is it with everyone queuing up nullifiers? Did the Tiny eventually get his nullifier? He didn't. He actually goes for a daedalus. He's got the tree volley anyway because he has that Axe Blessing. With the Stygian Desolator, he might just be able to rip through heroes. If he does get a good quick catch out, how are those buybacks looking there as well? No Lesh buyback for the next 4 minutes. Techie's buyback for the next 4 minutes. Daniel with the early warning system though, the jump in. Oof, the Ricky's away. The sentries, the observers go down here. That Moonlight Shadow. Said they don't want to push in, but again, Terrorblade Illusions just coming through here in the base. Marcy still doesn't have a moon shard. And yeah, we're at the point where gold means nothing in this game now. It is down to the next couple of fights to dive in. Do they get the catch out though? Because it's just going to be the illusions with this Mortimer Kiss cookie. And Youngji trying to do what he can with the Pulse Nova, with the lightning. Clear out these waves. Book of the dead creeps are going to be a major pain in the ass because you just can constantly know Diamond and Daniel, did they have the setup for the runner? Telekinesis comes out, loads of stuff's going to be there now as well. The dive in on the cookie. Young G, he wants to do the damage to Moronic to get himself away from this one. The Lotus, it carries on going. The BKB, where's that dive in from Young G? Can he catch up to anyone? There's more to kisses that are going to be flowing. They don't actually get the catch. But, again, pass over the refresh.
Shadows take us.
And all of a sudden, Young G, he has that BKB right up. With the refresher being down, but Shadows can't see when he got this dive in. Did Marcy use his BKB? He didn't. They might get the catch out. The Hex comes through. He has that BKB if he wants to pop it now. Once the Hex throws off, he might just give the kill up onto the Ricky Daniel. He even has the E in this, so he's going to be able to get the dive away. He does. He can't catch anybody with Rubik. Mines being down, a couple of proximity mines being down.
Radiant's top tower is
Has
under
to save
attack.
with the telekinesis as well. And yeah, you can just see Malik, he's just gobbling up with his own Book of Shadows. 71 minutes in. Both teams still going strong. Roche. This is going to be, what, the 6th Roche?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's going to be the 6th Roche. And 50 seconds away. Scan comes out. They see at least one hero. So maybe they think this one's up, but Scan turns green. Going proximity mine will pop. Daniel, he's going to be seen. Oh, it's not going to be seen, but they're going to ping him out. Arrow won't connect here. And Malik, he's just trying to use these Book of Shadows, pull the waves away, you know, try and then take the aggro away from himself, become untargetable. This spell might be nice though. What did the Ricky end up with in terms of neutral to Arcanist armor? Till the end gets these, just keeping hold of the telescope. So not going to use that Apex. Ooh, the bait ball. You want to go for this though. Perfect is going to up away. What was stolen? It's actually going to be the Moonlight Shadow. Arrows don't connect. There's going to be that sentry. They're just out of range of it now. There's that second plan. Do they get it down the cookie? They get bounced out of danger. Techie wants to come in. Techie's has the deck. Techie's, he might have jumped a little bit too far here. With that Lotus up, the multiple kisses is still going to rain down to get the kill on Techie's. Techie's has gone down. Shiketsu, he wants to go for the dive, but nowhere to jump into. He's using that sidekick. In fact, no, the Lotus does put the Ricky to sleep, but the dive through, the Dispel now as well to get the telekinesis out. Naran is going to be caught out. Can he get himself away with the Force Staff? Ghost Blades, trying to do what he can. Joy trying to get that dive away, but it's going to be silenced up. Burker at least will be close to be able to get the protect off, and Roshan is back up. That's so cheap. The cooldown on the Ex Machina at 25 seconds. You know, Young G just passes across and just refreshes onto the BKBs. That's so sly. And again, Young G, he has the Boots of Travel too. They want to go into this Roche. The arrows have been flying through here. The sidekick comes out, so maybe just trying to bait out a scan. Yeah, Young G has the Boots of Travel 2 now as well, so he's going to be able to TP anytime he needs to on a 30-second cooldown. On that, you know, 2 seconds to get yourself into the fight as well, with the bots too. So he can push out this bottom lane. He can protect his base. Look for the push in and the fight. If they go into this Roche pit, the Split Earth coming through now as well. The lightning bolts bouncing around. But Ricky to dive forward, did he get him on top of Moran at the moment? The kisses that gobble and split out now as well. The damage to Moran that wouldn't telekinesis drive back, but not going to be clipped. And this just continues to go. Nullify out inside the Roche pit though. The arrow flies through. It's going to be dodged off, doesn't connect onto the Roshan now as well. The unleash here for Shigetsu. The Ravage, it does get popped. They catch out into the Ricky with the air disc. Walk themselves in with the tendrils of the deep. And Roche at least, he's going to be procking those. Was that? No, it was just a bounce back there on the Lotus off. Never mind. The Sleeping Dart doesn't actually connect. Roche is getting pretty down low. He'll be able to pick up this next few items. Just leaving them here. Even the cheese. Sleeping Dart comes out. The Hex onto the Marana. The tree volley. It does keep the damage away from both. I mean, look at the protection that both teams have got. the area of denial spells or the area of denial effects coming out from both teams, even when that sleeping dart lands, you know, you've got Cybercats, they just throw the tree volley comes out, or the Ravage comes out, or the Techies jumps in, or drops proximity mines. And everybody's gonna have buybacks. Techies just looking for the gold for it. He's gonna be able to get it from this camp or close enough. Aegis on the Marcy.
The prize is mine.
I don't know. The Terrorblade even swaps out. The Terrorblade has a rapier of his own, so this has got to end soon, surely. They can't just keep playing away from each other. Bottom lane, Terrorblade Illusion's looking to get the push, and there is no Battle Fury here anymore, but she gets it with the sidekick. Just going to be able to clean through these. Yeah, the Marcy even has that. Finally has the moonshot. Of course, just keeps using the Lotus Orb here. Anytime that sleeping dart, and the sleeping dart target does seem to be the Mirana more often than not.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Daniel, does he make the point blank dive? No, until the end. He tries to go for that blink, but he over blinks and forced able to leap himself away. Now the Moonlight Shadow coming out. Did he try and react onto this? With only the Ricky and the Rubik here. Rubik just going to self-telekinesis, make sure he can get himself away. Yeah, how did the neutrals end up? So Apex isn't being used on the side of PuckChamp. Meanwhile, on the side of Cybercats, Stygian Desolator, the Mirror Shield coming out for them. Book of the Dead, Force Boots, as well as that Apex for the Tide. I think the Tide's going to be a big tanky boy.
Scanning.
I don't know what you can get now. The gold is useless. It means nothing. We've hit that point in the game where, apart from buybacks, which everybody has, by the way, so let's keep our fingers crossed for a bloodbath here. These games weren't meant to go this long anymore. They were meant to be over by like the 30-40 minute mark. I'm getting a little bit hungry, and I might start taking it out on both teams. The diving, the Marcy. Does he get a catch? No, the Hex comes out here now as well. Terrorblade tries to get himself in with a wave of terror. But it looks like, again, they want to carry on going. The BKB not being used, it's just going to be the sidekick and then the lift away from the Rubik here. Arrows don't connect. And you can see that Shigetsu's trying to do his best every time that sidekick's up to do damage to this tier 3 tower. The mines have gone down. Shigetsu looking to clear off these creeps. Yeah, the telekinesis is safe. It's a big one for the Rubik, especially if he's doing this. The mines are going to pop, the telekinesis is safe. Oh, yeah. Daniel, Lincoln's are going to be broken here on the tech. He's going to get himself to where he can get to. Does he actually want to dive into this? He's going to be taking a lot of damage with refresh shift here. He has to pop that BKB again. Wait, actually, no, he doesn't, because he has the Aegis. He's going to be safe as well. Look at the Morty Kiss. Instead, it's just like machine gun Morty coming out from the Snapfire. And you can see that, I mean, Yogi again, he's coming back, he's trying to push out the waves. The Airblade Illusions keep continuing to push out. The Bugs of the Dead just keep continuing to push out. This, I mean, we got rid of Necrobug for a reason, right? And then they just amped it up, put it back into the game, and like, job's done. So the Book of the Dead just continues to push out. The Illusions from the Terrorblade just continue to push out the mid lane. And yet we see no end. Actually, is it still Mirana holding the Book of the Dead? What do? I'll build Boots of Travel here, because he's only got brown boots on the Mirana. So build Boots of Travel and just go for a backdoor. onto the tier 4s.
Allies disappear.
Rookie comes through though, again trying to clear up these creep waves, put pressure onto the racks in this bottom lane. Keep this pushed in. They are pinging out. No, the TPs are going to be coming back. So yeah, you can see that they want to protect this top tier 1. They need to. Until the end loses his courier. What was on that? Wards and a smoke. No big deal. As Young G just continues to push in. The E-Blade in his backpack as well after the refresher to come through. So he's going to be able to drop that nihilism. Double split earth. And just refresh the Bloodstone there as well for extra survivability. But at some point, one team has got to take this fight. Everybody's saving for the buybacks. Daniel trying to take away this outpost now as well. So, we PuckChamp just wait for the next rush? Is that the plan? Are they just waiting for this next rush shot? It's going to be at least a minute and a half away from the 7th Roshan of the game. As the lanes continue to push in here, Alberca trying to do what he can again with the illusion of the Rapier coming through now as well, the Book of the Deads. So, PuckChamp, they do need to come back. Micro, lads, micro.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Looking to push in, get the backdoor protection off from this tier 3 tower and take down Mega Creeps. But Young G trying to do what he can with the split earth. Again, the nihilism coming through. Just separated. Meanwhile, the mid lane being cleaned up by the Goblet Spit out here off Malik.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay, trying to wave skip. The double catapult's coming in. It's going to force onto the tier 3 tower in the top lane. And he loses a lot of health. So he says, okay, you want to backdoor me with your Book of the Dead? I'm going to backdoor you. Creeps. But now they know the TP came back from the Terror Blade. How are they going to be able to take advantage of this? It looks like they're just taking back the outpost. Not looking for a team fight. Not looking to force into not 5v4. Taking that outpost back. Alberca. Yeah, gold is useless. He's got 23k net worth. And he's just... What do you spend it on? Do you buy your teammates moon shards? I mean, sure. Tiny's not got one, so you can buy that out for him. Your actual buyout, how much surplus do you have? You have 17,000 surplus. So you can buy 3 moon shards there. You can buy 4 moon shards there. You can buy your entire team moon shards and still have buyback available. Smoke comes out onto the Tide Hunter. Failed to get himself away from this one. Was that he ends it? Fire? It doesn't matter. He's going to be able to get himself down with the help with the telekinesis down to the low ground. And now the chase is on BKB. Zeneca. He run himself away from this one. She gets who wants to get the dive in. And the bash. Do they have the control onto the Tiny now? And the Spartans are going left, right, and center. They might be able to do the backline run from Aldo. They can turn themselves around. Alberta going to use a round right back to get the lockdown onto the Martin. Get the kill onto the Martin. The Martin buys back. Wants to TP right back into this fight. Brave Pack is down Young G. You want to carry on going? Do they have enough control here onto the Terror Blade? The Terror Blade down to 4th off. It's not going to be up, and they do get a kill. Now the Terror Blade, it's going to be his turn to buy back if he wants to. As the Rapier is being traded now. The damage coming out of the Tiny to get the control out, to get the kill onto 3-4 heroes. Where are the Rapiers? Who's got which one? It's the one on the deck. Where is it? It's in the river with the gem. It's being picked out. How quickly can this Terror Blade get over to it? He wants to run. Look at this movement speed, but Malik getting in close. I don't know if the Radiant know this is here. They've got to do.
Radiant.
No, they're just going to give it back. They're going to give up the gem as well. Surely somebody checks this. Double damage unit. Yeah, Daniel. Check it. Smoke screen goes down. Swap it up for the cheese. Swap it up for anything. For the wars. No. Rapier. The Rapier. Give it over to Malik. Actually, who does it belong to? It still belongs to Shigetsu.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So, they can drop it. Can they drop it? Can you drop a Rapier? Yeah, the Courier is going to be able to pick it up and go back to... in fact, no, Snapfire is just going to keep it. Puts it down. Did he go double Rapier on the Marcy? Well, Roshan for now. It looks like it's just going to be the Courier to pick it up and maybe drop it back. No, they're going to leave it in the trees. They're going to leave it far away from the side of Cybercats. But Terrorblade, he's going to be able to buy out another one. It still does not matter. And it is ridiculous now. The buybacks comes through, though. Aegis goes away if she gets to. Was that 7th or 8th? I've completely lost track, and I don't know what's going on anymore. Who am I? Where is this? What am I doing? Bottom lane, once again, Young G has to move himself down. Help out his team, make sure this bottom lane is plugged in. They don't lose tier 4s. We're not at the point where the normal creeps are stronger than the super creeps just yet. He's going onto force majeure. But again, he's got his team around him. Maybe Terrorblade. Or is he waiting? He's going to jump in now as well. The no-fire comes through. Young G, Lincoln Sphere is going to be broken. Tries to go in with the nihilism. Can he get himself away the rest of his team? Young G does survive here. Didn't use the BKB though. They might be able to get the jump onto the Tide Hunter. That's actually going to be the tendrils being stolen here. And then jump out Tide. Can he get himself away from this one? The damage, it's going to be way too much. And he's going to be dead. No buyback. 115 seconds. Surely the catch out now onto the techies. The techies, he's going to go down. He has a buyback.
Has been killed.
But surely with 3 heroes dead, they can push, they can even out the lanes. But they can't, because there's still a Book of the Dead, there's still illusions from the Terrorblade coming through, and they're still pushing down this mid lane.
What have we?
Why did they kill us? Yeah, that's our job.
Dire's courier has been killed.
And close to an hour and a half
Dire's bottom
on the game clock. At least with a little shredder coming through here from the snapfire, you know, level 30s are being hit, the dive comes through she gets, so they're just going to go straight for tier 4s. We have this Aegis. Is it going to be a base race? The Marauder coming through here. And yeah, well, the Ravage is going to be coming in. Zeneca, he wants this control. He might be able to get the refresh off, and they get this control off. It's going to be a base race. The refresh, is this going to be enough damage to get through? Who's going to go down in time? The Ravage now as well, they have to go on. They have to get this Ancient, but it looks like on the side of the Radiant, the Ancient is going to go down. The illusions coming through from the Terrorblade, they have no protection onto this, or do they? Because it's going to get so low down to 120 health. 120 health. Do they have the control to take down the takedown force? Did he get the kills? There's no buybacks. The game isn't over. The Dire Ancient now down to 200 health, only the Rubik, and now with the 2 being here, finally it's over. Finally, Rubik, we are released from the prison of game number 3, PuckChamp versus Cybercats, and PuckChamp, they take the victory in 87 minutes. I don't care about the net worth. The net worth is completely useless here.